AP boosts and everything, as well as strength boost and magic boost, which is just natural for level 1. But yeah, basically, when Ace joined the community, he kind of saw that and thought it was awesome, and he dedicated a lot of time and a lot of file creation just to getting the Shock Charm Pluses and just to making this. So yeah, the rules, the run starts as soon as he enters the cavern, and the run ends as soon as he activates the computer, which will activate all of the datas in the room. So it is a pretty cool run. If he does it fast, it'll be like under 10 minutes, and even then, if he has trouble on the very, very last fight, which is considered to be probably the hardest fight in all of level 1, then it'll take him maybe a little bit longer. But this is a very, very fast run, and it's going to be really fast-paced, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it.
Okay, yeah, thanks, BB. Hi, guys, I'm Aceuhhh. I've been making the layouts for the entire stream throughout this entire marathon, if you didn't know. Thank you for tuning in and watching this run. A couple things to add on to that. The first few waves of this really relies on Donald and Goofy giving me ethers. Goofy doesn't give me ethers, he's a dick. Duck does sometimes. Just know that. Other than that, like, this run's really quick, and it's not very known, I guess you can say. It's known around our community, but no one wants to make a file for it. And this is all I do. This is literally all I do. I dropped English. I don't even want to run beginner on FM. Maybe Gold Crown in the future, but this is all I do. And like, you guys have to realize the ETA on this was 15 minutes, but I bumped it to 30 because nobody 3 is a thing. So, and
it's widely considered the hardest fight on level 1.
Yeah, you guys will understand when we get there, but till then, when I say start, you ready, Dilute? Alright. 3, 2, 1, start.
Alright, so what he's going to be doing right here at the very start is he's going to be just flying through this first room, and he's going to be making it to the first fight of the run. As you can see, he's going to be using really optimized movement right here because he has all of his growth abilities leveled up. There's really only 5 fights in this run, 2 Heartless and 3 Nobody. The first one is deceptively difficult. These first few waves are going to just be dispatched with Magnet Thunder, and they're going to be powered up by the Shock Charm Pluses that he's been farming. Eventually he's going to get to a section where the cars start spawning, the Hot Rods, and these guys are immune to Magnet, or they cannot be caught by Magnet, so what he's going to be doing is he's going to be going into Comet right here, and he'll be just kind of keeping himself alive and safe, and just spamming Magnet Thunder, and also Comet in order to do lots and lots of damage. I'm having a little bit of frame droppage right here, so it's kind of difficult for me to see. Alright, so at the very end right here, hopefully the stream will refresh by the time so that you guys can see it. He's going to be going into final form. He wants to be in final form after this fight so that he can activate the pressure gauges in the next room. Unfortunately, he died there. The Hot Rod kind of destroyed him. So he's going to give it another go.
That's the run, folks.
This is probably the second hardest fight in the run, and it's the very first one that you do. It's quite annoying. Probably the thing that makes this disgustingly hard. A couple of things. The Shaman upgrades, they're called Necromancers. I forget what the Hot Rod upgrades are called.
I have no clue.
Believe it or not, the Heartless in the Cavern of Remembrance, they're their own species, and they're actually souped up harder versions of their normal counterparts outside of the cavern. It's like the cavern itself is like powering these guys up and giving them some kind of mystical effect. Another thing to note is the cavern is unlike any other area in the game, whereas basically every other area in the game kind of is straightforward and there's really very little to no platforming. This was added into 2FM, and I guess this was their one chance to kind of add platforming into the equation. As you can see, there's a lot of like open space and a lot of ledges that you can just like jump to or glide to. It's really, really interesting. So we just got through the first fight, and that's good. He has Bond to Flame on because he needs to activate the pressure gauges in this next room. On level 1, they're extremely difficult to kill, but as long as he has Bond to Flame Final Form Firaga, then he gets to take care of it pretty quickly. This will activate the next room, which I believe is the mining area, or mining room, which
mine shaft.
The mine shaft. Alright, thank you for reminding me. Right here he's going to do this really cool movement tech right here, where he uses Final Form to kind of keep himself on the higher part of the wall, and then he'll just revert an aerial dodge. You have an aerial dodge coming out of your a drive form revert, so he uses that to not have to go all the way around, and then he'll just kind of platform his way all the way up here. This will be the one menu that he does of the run. He's going to use a tent because he used his MP there a little bit, and he's going to be using a couple drive recoveries, and he's going to be equipping Hero's Crest. He doesn't really want Bond to Flame because it's not all that important. He wants Hero's Crest, especially for the nobodies, because he's going to be using a lot of air combos there. So now we make it to the second fight, which is one of the easiest, I would say. The enemies here aren't really that annoying. Probably the most annoying enemies are the book enemies, and their name escapes me as well. If Sonic was here, he'd probably be able to remind me.
Rune Masters.
Rune Masters, thank you very much. The Asa knows what's going on. He knows this part.
I know this part of the run.
Alright, a lot of this is just Magnet and then Final Form combo, and then he reflects or Firagas to drop his altitude, and he doesn't have to actually end the combo, and then he just does that over and over again, and he pops in a reflect here and there. Makes the fight very, very easy. Next he's gonna platform through this next room, which is the engine chamber, with a lot of conveyor belts and a lot of steam engines. What he's gonna do probably, yep, right there. The game actually detects when you go through certain engine pumps, so he reflects during sections of them. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the Final Form jump into the aerial dodge to skip some time.
I don't even know how I didn't, man. I was right there. Yeah.
But,
oh well.
Instead, he's gonna go around and do the normal way. And this is the final trial, I guess you could say. I've kind of been skipping over them, but these trials, they check your growth abilities to make sure that you have them all at max. So if you don't have glide level 3 at that point, then you won't be able to continue. So now we come to the final hallway of Cavern of Remembrance, which is just 3 nobody fights in a row. These fights are actually, this room itself is battle level 99, and as you can see, the health on all of these guys is absolutely ridiculous. Nobody 1 has been giving Ace some trouble in his last couple of PVs, so he's just gonna swag it out because fuck bitches, get money.
Fuck those assassins.
Alright, this second fight is all about positioning. It's very, very difficult to pull off. It has a bunch of berserkers.
Oh my god!
And it's pretty ridiculous. Oh, he was just a tad bit too late on getting the magnet out. So the berserkers dropped, and when they drop and hit the ground, their hitbox for their hammer or claymore is ridiculous. It's gigantic. So that one-shot him, unfortunately. Thankfully, it was only at the very, very start, so not too bad. So one thing that's really, really difficult about Magnet Thundering these guys is that they have claymores when they're in the magnet, so it kind of bumps all the other nobodies around, and it makes it really hard for you to actually hit them. So, but once you nail them with a finisher, then the claymore will drop, and they'll just be part of the magnet, just like everybody else.
That fight in general was really, really slow.
Yeah. He also wanted to be right there in the middle, because if he wasn't, then the snipers would spawn outside of the magnet and be able to one-shot him with their bullets, which is horrible. And here comes the hardest fight in all of level 1. Nobody core 3. It is an endurance round. There is a ridiculous amount of waves. He's plowing through the first few very, very quickly. But the cream of the crop, the thing that makes it so difficult is this enemy right here, the Sorcerer.
Fuckers.
The Sorcerer is completely immune to all magic, except for Reflect. Reflect is the one thing that can attack them, and they attack with their cubes. And even if they're caught in a magnet, they will still attack you and destroy you with their cubes. Their cubes cannot be stopped with guard, and very, very rarely can you actually avoid the entire thing. So what Ace is going to be trying to do is he's going to try and bait out the cube attack and then reflect, and try to kill them as quickly as possible before the cubes can kill him. And it's really, really risky, especially with other enemies and nobodies that can kill him incredibly quickly, especially the Dragoons. When the Dragoons come down from the sky, they are also one-shots with their shockwave. I've lost many runs to that. So here he's got 2 Sorcerers. He's going to be trying to kill them as quickly as possible before these hammer attacks kill them. He's almost got this last one. Thankfully, it looks like the cubes are not going after him, so he's going to be safe. He'll just be able to kill them. And now we kind of have a resting period, because this area does not have Sorcerers, but he's in the home stretch. He's almost got this. He's going to go straight into a Comet, and he's probably going to be spamming the heck out of Comet. Eventually, you're going to see some Sorcerers kind of enter the mix, and this is where this is just a hodgepodge of nobodies, where they all just start spawning like crazy, and you can see Sorcerers like 2 to 3 at a time on screen. It's absolutely insane. Unfortunately, he cannot use summons. Final Genie would probably be really, really helpful here, but that's not allowed in the rules for the core RTA. As you can see, the Sorcerers are going to start spawning now, and things are going to get really, really crazy. He's just using Comet to keep himself alive. And at the after he gets out of this, oh, he got nailed with the end of that attack.
Fucking sledgehammers, dude. Sorcerers have this move that I call the sledgehammer.
As the sledgehammer.
Go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead.
Alright, no, it's okay. The stream is loading a little bit. I'm going to refresh it real quick. Alright, so yeah, the move, the sledgehammer, is when you see the cubes just kind of flailing about. They're just flying all over the place. And if you get caught in it, they have a disgusting amount of stun lock. And from there they can just combo you to death. It's incredibly, like, if you get hit into it and you get out of it, you can call yourself lucky, because it's absolutely ridiculous. And right there, what was happening was he was getting right out of his invincibility frames, and the moment that he became vulnerable again, he got hit with the last part of the sledgehammer, which is the most powerful and definitely a one-shot on level 1. It's absolutely ridiculous. So even though he got nailed with the Dancer was glowing and grabbed him, which kicked in his spine. That's also a one-shot.
Yeah.
The Dancers are probably the second most dangerous nobody in this part. If you're wondering why the ETA is at 30 minutes, this is the fight that causes this. This fight is an endurance round, and it is so disgustingly punishing. It's ridiculous. And I've raced Aceuhhh over the last few months, and usually it kind of takes us relatively the same time to get to this part, and then once we get to this part, it's just whoever can finish this fight first wins the race, because this fight is so darn ridiculous, and it can be basically anybody's game just because of how unforgiving and how stupid it is. So right now he's going to be going through the motions again. He's being really safe here. He's going into final form specifically because this is where the waves start spawning with Sorcerers and other nobodies as well. So he's going to be trying to kill the Sorcerer. Nailed with a really hard hit by the sledgehammer, but he didn't die. Oh, but he got destroyed by the creepers. Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Cool game.
Like, this just happens. Like, you guys wonder, like, you might think to yourself, oh my gosh, dude, the world record is like a 6-minute time. That seems like it's a really, really easy category, right?
He reset for hours to get that.
this wears on you. Like, you might think that you have a good run going, but like 9 out of 10 times, probably more, you're gonna get to this part of the run and be like, alright, I just had a good run, but I guess I'm gonna have to reset now, because the likelihood of you getting through this part of the run deathless is insane, and especially with a good pace, it's absolutely ridiculous. So you can tell, like, just how fast-paced this run is, and how unforgiving it can be at the very, very end. It's unbelievable. And it's only 5 fights, so you think it would be, you know, it wouldn't be quite as bad, but this is where the hardest fights of the run come into play. See, the thing is, boss strats, the majority of people that play like on level 1 or critical mode will tell you that bosses themselves, like individual bosses, are not that bad. But it's fights like these where there are so many enemies that you have to keep track of, and so many of them are deadly, where fights like these that are endurance rounds and you have to deal with such broken, stupid enemies are the most difficult part of the run, which is why many people consider Nobody Core 3 to be the hardest part of the run. And you just want to get past it in the first place. Like, a lot of people are like, dude, I want to get to the datas. But then they remember, oh, dude, I have to spend, like, this amount of time just getting through this part of the run. How absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, God!
So, yeah.
Ooh.
It's not to say, this isn't a slap in the face to the category itself. This category is amazing. It's just punishing, is the best way to describe it. God, that was close. My goodness. So right here, he's gonna be. You'll notice that he's been curing himself. Kiraga actually has proximity to it. So as long as Donald and Goofy are around him and he uses Kiraga, and they're dead, Kiraga will heal them as well. So he uses that specifically because he wants to be in final form. And most of the time, like 9 times out of 10, Goofy and Donald, most of the time Donald is dead. So he'll want to Kiraga so that he can go straight into final form. Alright, he's got an interesting run going right now. He's at the Sorcerer, Sorcerer Dragoon section. He's working on the Sorcerer right now.
Early.
There we go. What you really want to do, once that Sorcerer dies, is the Dragoons are going to do that move right there, where they come in and they use a Shockwave. You want a Magnet so that you catch them while they're in midair trying to do that move, because if you don't and you just continue with your combo, you're just going to die, because the Shockwave more than likely is going to kill you at whatever altitude you're in. So yeah, it's kind of amazing.
Talking about Stunlock, you'll see, when we were talking about Stunlock earlier, that's exactly it.
Let me see what we got here. Yeah, right out of that Reflect, he was trying to get out another Reflect, and oh my god. The Sledgehammer move just does not stop, dude. The Sledgehammer move just does not stop.
It goes in your favor when you're in final form.
Yeah, you can use that move as a source of damage that you can reflect off of, and then use Magnet and do a lot of damage really, really quickly, which is nice. But it's also playing your cards really, really close, because you're kind of risking it all at that point. You're risking your safety and activating their strongest move just so that you can kill them faster. So it's a trade-off of your personal safety and going fast, which is what speedrunning is all about. All right, so he's in final form now.
I got fucking.
Let's see what we got going on here. Oh boy. What you do not want to be is you do not want to be on the ground.
That is the worst spot
there, but thankfully he's okay. You do not want to be on the ground when you're in final form and you're trying to like continue a combo into the air. That's the last thing that you want to do. It's pretty ridiculous.
Donald, bastard.
Another thing that really sucks with Final Form, as great as it is, Final Form's moves, a lot of them are incredibly laggy and can last like up to a full second before you're actually able to do any other action. The only thing that you can do during these laggy moves is kind of hover or DI yourself into away from a move or away from blocks or something like that. Other than that, you're just gonna have to deal with the laggy move and hope to God that sorcerers are not preparing cubes to kill you, because if that's the case, more than likely you're gonna die, or you're gonna get really, really lucky and somehow deflect all of them with your laggy move. So here we go, we going back into final form again. Oh lord. And now he's being chased by the dancers. This is incredibly dangerous. But then again, this entire thing is incredibly dangerous. He's almost there. It looks like he reflected most of them away, if not all of them. There we go. And now he's on to the next wave. It's kind of... believe it or not, the game kind of almost laughs in your face at this point, because Ace's first attempt was actually the closest to finishing. He was almost there, and he just got nailed by a sorcerer, and now he's just kind of trying to recreate an attempt like that. He's getting close. He's at the 2 sorcerer wave, which is, I would say, alright, now he just finished it, so he's actually kind of in the home stretch almost. Now what he wants to do is he wants to get some ethers off. Alright, now he's in Comet. That was close. There was a dancer right on his ass. It was really, really close there. He might be out of ethers at this point. I haven't been really keeping track. He's kind of risking it all at this point. He is out of ethers. Alright.
Oh my god!
Alright, he's got the Comet out again. Okay, alright. Let's see what happens here. He goes into final form.
That was gonna be really good. Duck!
Oh,
Duck!
No.
Duck!
He landed on a glowing dancer. Good lord.
This is okay. So my next death, you guys will see. The thing is about this whole run, I rely a lot on Donald and Goofy to just give me ethers. That's all I ask of them. I set them to sword attack just so they can do that, just so they can support me. But there's a lot of times where they just stand there and look at me, and if they just stand there and look at me, I take it, because if I waste an ether like I did earlier, where we'd be in a really tough pickle later on, and we don't want that. And I died because I was explaining stuff, but yeah. What time am I at right now, BB?
Well, there's a bit of a delay, but if I go back real quick, then, oh, give me a second. I clicked out of the stream and I clicked back in. You're right around the 20-minute mark.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, Access is a crazy... We're at the end of the marathon.
2033.
He's a crazy motherfucker. So, for creating this category, like, it's such a, like, for the runs that you've seen for most of this marathon, barely, like, almost none of them are under an hour, but this one can be completed in minutes, and it's so action-packed, and it's so fast-paced. It just goes by in an instant, and it pits you against some of the hardest fights in the run. It's pretty insane.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. What I want him to do is just give me ethers. That's all I ask.
Yeah. Alright. This Access guy has beaten it in 7 minutes, and believe it or not, I actually have the world record for this category of 6 minutes and 26 seconds, where I use even crazier strats that Ace is not actually showcasing. But even though Ace does not showcase, it's really more movement tech. What he is what he lacks in movement tech, he does not lack in his ability to actually take care of these waves. He's been progressing really, really well with this. It's really insane. Oh, the stream kind of froze. Oh, no, we're back. I'm gonna refresh the stream a little bit. See if I can get it back. Alright, so it looks like, from what I'm seeing, I kind of only... Okay, there we go. Yeah, we're up against the Sorcerers. Got an interesting run going. Oh, Lord. For me, it's kind of a slideshow. It looks like it's really, really... Yeah. It looks like he's on he's in the safe zone basically, the calm before the storm, if you want to say that. All right, he's got the comet going. He's also using the ability Magnet Splash, which is which he uses in midair, which brings the enemies in just like Magnet itself. A lot of you can see that there's a lot of use of Magnet. Magnet is probably one of the best ways of crowd control, especially in a run like this, just at the cost of MP. All right, he's going into final form. Oh boy. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
I think what happened there was a Dragoon. Good lord.
No, I died to the Sorcerer. It was... The Reflect was a frame early.
Oh, okay. Not to divert the attention away from the hype, I kind of would like to mention a little bit more lore about the Cavern of Remembrance, because there's so much not really explained about it. We're actually really close to Ansem's study, and it is believed that the cavern itself is actually created by Ansem the Wise. Or maybe Diz at the time, I'm not actually 100% sure. And if you look around, they're actually underwater at this point in this hallway, this white hallway. You can kind of see the rising falls right around him that were from Kingdom Hearts 1. So they're right near that castle at this point, very close. It's really interesting. The music here is also incredibly chill. It's probably Ace's favorite.
Oh yeah, definitely.
God. You might as well rename this to Butt Clench Percent, because that's kind of what it is when you get to the later parts of the run. You're just hoping to God, I don't want to die! Please!
It's all it is. This entire thing is just like you don't want to die. Like, one mess up in this, it's a reset in an actual run. But since this is a marathon, I'm glad you guys get to see the pain like I have to go through with this. And I put it on myself, but I fucking love it. Like, this run is just so fun because it's so thought process. All it is, like, it's all reaction time, and if you don't have it, you're done. Like, you're dead. You're not gonna make it.
What about Second Chance and Once More? This is level 1. Second Chance and Once More, those abilities are only gained through level up in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, so he does not have access to those, which I think is fair.
Oh yeah.
It seems like it's unfair here, but it actually does make level 1 a very balanced difficulty, as opposed to like Birth by Sleep level 1 and 3D level 1.
Shit.
I've been holding back my my trash talk about BBS and 3D, but I'm saving it for the end because look how hype this is, dude. This is amazing. Oh my god. You can't get this sort of stuff in BBS and 3D. You just can't. Alright, it looks like Ace is out of MP, and he doesn't really want to use 2 ethers, so he's going to fly around for the MP recharge, and then he's going to continue. It seems like Ace is really far ahead of me on the hitbox stream, so my commentary might be a little bit delayed, so I apologize for that if that's the case. Alright, he's getting through this wave. Not too bad. Alright, now we're at the 2 Sorcerer wave. Like I said, this is probably maybe, I'd say 75% of the way done. Well, more like 2/3 of the way done, actually. Alright, now we're at the calm before the storm, like I was mentioning earlier. He just wants to get his MP going, and then he wants to get them caught in a magnet and then get out of final form eventually. When final form runs out, he'll go straight into the comets. The comets, like I said, is just to keep himself safe, and then he's going to prepare himself for the absolute shitstorm that is coming up next. What Ace is doing is really, really good with that magnet right there. He activates the Comet Rain and throws it right around the magnet so that they get massive hits in there. It's really, really nice. It's a really good strat. Alright, so now the Sorcerers are gonna spawn. Oh, lordy. Oh my god. Oh man, dude, it's a thing. See, it's moments like that where he just wants to go into a drive form, but the Sorcerers will not give him any free room. It's absolutely ridiculous. Oh my god, dude. Now he's down to the last few Sorcerers. We're getting really hype, yo. Oh boy, that might be the last one, dude. This is insane. Oh, dude, he took a few hits. This is crazy. This might be really delayed. You guys might be seeing this early. Oh, he got it! We did it! We in there, dude. He got it. Oh, man. So for defeating that, he gets, I believe, an extra item slot. And he is done with the run. As soon as he hits the, bam, time, right there. That is insane. So yeah, even though the time wasn't as amazing as Ace probably wanted it to be, I think that's probably the best showcase of this run and how brutal and how hype in the first place it can be.
Oh yeah, definitely. A little bit to go down on it. Like this category, like when I first came into KH, it was like I really wanted to do runs of English, but I don't know. Like the long runs really got to me sometimes, and like seeing red really got to me. So what I taught myself to do. Was to learn like this run, because when I first saw it I thought it was super awesome to be able to go through those kind of mobs of enemies like that in like such like stylish fashion without like use of summoning or anything like that. It's just you and your magic and ethers. That's all it really is. It's really, really, really cool to see, and I'm glad I got to showcase it to you guys. I'm glad I got to fucking make layouts for you guys. Like, it's really, really sick to do. So, and just for, I know we're behind, but I'm gonna give Larxene a try.
So yeah.
Because why not?
Nobody really runs this category because it takes forever to actually create the file. But
Done it 3 times now.
I wish more people ran this category because it's so hype and it goes so fast. And if this category was more optimized, oh my god, I would not believe how low it could go. It's just awesome. I love this category. Like,
it's really sick.
I don't think I love it more than Ace, because this is like Ace's baby, but it is so satisfying. And hopefully my commentary was able to help out, because
oh yeah,
I feel like Ace's commentary during my Gold Crown run was crazy.
So fun. Okay, I should tell you, I'm gonna try this game, okay?
Excellent.
Can you give me the key?
I don't have the key.
Don't have the key, man.
Somebody gave me the key. Just one key, then I'm gonna delete it. Please.
Anyways, yeah, guys, I just fucked up Larxene, but it doesn't really matter to me. I'm just glad I got to be able to complete a run on the stream. Once again, thanks you all. I hope you guys have enjoyed the layout thoroughly throughout the entire thing. It's been really, really awesome to showcase what I can do with Photoshop and stuff like that. And coming up, we do have Biz's data org run, so I hope you guys are really, really excited to see that. Thanks, guys.